person that just moved in one of these 2 rooms.
We're documenting a destruction that we found last night.
I'll go up to the house, bang on it and say, I don't believe.
Yeah.
Now,
What the fuck was that?
Did you hear that?
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Leo with Cryptic Heartland, along with Jason and that guy over there, Dan the man.
Hello.
This is Cryptic Heartland podcast, episode number 82, I believe.
82.
Yep, we're getting up there, almost to the 100. I can't wait for the 100. It's gonna be a fun one. We got some stuff in the works, and yeah. But once again, this Cryptic Heartland podcast. This is the podcast that talks about everything from the paranormal to Bigfooting to UFOs. Pretty much everything under the sun and then some. Yep, conspiracy theories. And we're not afraid to poke that proverbial bear. So, and he's not here, but we're in his restaurant tonight, so he's here in spirit, pun intended. And
Yeah, we've moved our location.
yeah, like you saw on the post earlier, we're on location tonight. We're at a different location. We're at Bob and Luigi's over in Andover, Kansas. Yes.
A little shout out to him.
Yes, sir.
We just say what up, dudes.
What up, dudes?
Enjoying some fine cuisine. Look at that. Be
Yes,
jealous,
yes.
people. Be jealous.
Ah, that's hot.
It's hot.
It's
Yep.
hot, but yeah, look at that.
So thank you, Roth, and like I said,
Cheese stick pizza.
Bob and Luigi's for letting us come up here tonight and do our show. Before we begin anything, make sure you guys click that like button down below. Make sure you subscribe. That way you get
Share.
notifications when we go live. You go live with us, and you know you can smell the pizza on air like we can here in studio. So it's gonna be a good night. But yeah, like I said, like Dan said, make sure you share, and like. I'm not sharing my pizza though, but I'll share. Just kidding. Anyways,
We are live at the restaurant, so if you hear some extra noise in the background,
Yeah.
that's just the restaurant next to the room next to us. So
yep. So we might have some feed in, some.
Not a bunch of spirit. Well, maybe.
we haven't brought any of that yet, you know. So you never know.
There might be 1 or 2 here. You never know.
He has had some
Yeah.
moments here, possibly.
That's right.
We'll let him discuss that sometime.
Exactly. So, plus the surrounding area, we've heard a couple stories and a couple pictures that intrigued some of us, or most of us, all of us.
Yeah.
And we just got to find out if we can get into this location and see what we saw. If we can, figure out what it is, because it's
Right.
pretty awesome pic. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I think the guys are tired. They had a busy night last night. They went down to.
Going strong for last few weeks, it seems.
True,
like, trying
true.
to get all kinds of stuff accomplished and done and
Yep.
everything. So.
Yeah, we've been busy with some both public and private
events,
investigations, and man, we got another one next week, another private one. It's gonna be
We had
fun.
our festival that we did that
Right.
went off really well, and looks like we're going to be
Excuse me.
probably changing our location of our next festival.
Yes, we are.
For our conference. So
Yep.
we're going to be doing that, and it's going to be heading further out west. So
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to doing that. We're going to get that going, and it's going to be great. It's
We've
going to
already
be.
started mapping some of it.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So we're going to be.
Even better. Yep, it's gonna be a fun one.
Great. It's
Yep.
going to be great.
And maybe I can partake this time, hopefully.
Well, you better. We're just going to tie you down and drag you out there.
I'll just clone me, but which is scary, because if 2 of me running around is, one of me is bad enough, but
The clone can do the coaching, and you can go and do the just.
all I can think about is if anybody's ever seen the movie Multiplicity.
Oh, I sure have.
That would be me. Yep. So, but yeah. So the guys, like I said, we're down in my hometown, Dodge City, overnight. They just drove in. Some people just drove in literally minutes ago to get.
Yeah.
And that'd be Jason. And Dan came back earlier today, but they did another successful public investigation over at the Santa Fe Depot, which. The place is incredible. Let me rephrase that. Another sold-out investigation. That's why we keep going back, do more and more, because the people down in that area, well, the place itself is just, awesome to look at. And then if you got all the spirits mixed in with that, the Old West, you never know what's going to pop up. And we've had some great success down there, and that's why we go back. And they keep, every time we say there's an event that's going to happen, it gets sold out instantly. So.
And a big shout out to everybody who comes out to the to the events every time. It's we get a lot of repeat offenders that come out.
Repeat offenders
that come out and they already know what we're gonna do, and they love it. They're picking right back up where they left off the last time.
Right.
And they're excited, and they keep talking about, hey, we come to this because we can't get to any of your others because of work schedules.
Right.
We live close to here, so I was telling everybody, I'm gonna try and get dates to people a lot sooner and quicker.
Yeah.
To and maybe even email them personally.
Definitely.
Just let them know that we do have this going on and a date this and that. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys can, check all the websites out, roadtripparanormal.com, everyday-legacy.com, to Cryptic Heartland, to all of our, whether it be our Facebook pages, to our actual websites. We have all of our stuff out there, our dates, our evidence, our past investigations, any kind of event that we do, we have it on there posted somewhere, and you guys can see what's upcoming, things we've done in the past, just all kinds of different things. So, and
everybody's dying to get
I get it, dying.
They're wanting to see
kidding.
our and listen to any evidence that we caught from the.
I know.
Oh man, they're pushing for that.
I get it.
We want to hear it and see it, and I'm like, you know what? It's coming. I promise you, it's coming.
That's just it. We're so booked up with investigations and stuff that we're got to squeeze some evidence review time in there, because I had the private residence we did a couple weeks ago. Well, not a couple weeks. It was last week actually. They're asking me, "Hey, how's it going with the evidence? How's it going?" In a good way. They're anxious to find out what we caught, but I'm like, "Yeah, we'll get to it." No, wait a minute. Jason and crew is out in Dodge, and then next weekend we're in Missouri, and it's just like, when are we going to have time? And then actually a week after that we're doing something too. No, I'm sorry. That weekend we actually have one off weekend in between there, and then we go back into June. So I'm sorry, I forgot. There's one little extra weekend, which
June 15th,
I'll take.
If you guys are willing and ready, we got an invite to go out to Wamego.
Oh, I thought it was June 8th, but okay.
June 8th
is that the other one?
Boot Hill.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I gotcha.
June 8th is Boot Hill.
Yeah, that's right.
Doing the second go around for guests who bought won the auction bid for the second package to do an investigation with Road Trip over at Boot Hill.
That's right.
We're gonna do that. It's a private event. It's already sold out. Gonna do that June 8th, and then June 15th. If you guys are up for it, it's not an investigation. We're just we got personally invited to go out and get the behind the scenes of Wamego, Kansas, where they have all their historical sites.
Right.
They're gonna take us behind the scenes of the Wizard of Oz.
The museum.
Oz Museum.
I've been wanting to go out there. It's crazy.
So
check out the 10.
If you guys are up for it, I've already kind of put it in there because they have to set it up and get it all planned out with the city and stuff like that.
Yep, definitely. So
I kind of threw that out and gave us a little break in between. But
break? What's a break?
June is already kind of.
I was gonna say I got between real life and the afterlife. I got so much crap going on.
Then what's July? Do we have anything in July?
I'll be out of town. I'll be in sunny California, hopefully.
Yeah,
I will be, but and Dan's gone.
I got a vacation the first week.
That's where I'm going too.
Be doing a whole lot. That's fine.
Yep. Take a month off.
Take a month off. The hottest freaking month.
We won't get a month off. What's wrong with you? We have a bunch of things we haven't even scheduled yet. We need to get some dates on. There's about a dozen that we got to get worked out still. But
I told everybody last night, the evidence stuff, from the events, everything that we capture and do, we're gonna get it on the website. We're gonna get it out there. I told them go to everyday-legacy.com.
Gotcha.
Check out what's already on there.
Yeah, definitely.
And other people even piped up and said it's an amazing site.
Cool.
You need to hear it.
Right on.
And then I said, but the private investigations takes precedent over everything else. So we do that first and try to help that out. So.
Yep. So.
Last night was a lot of fun.
It was a good time, for sure.
Yeah, tell us a little about what happened, if you guys can. If you guys want to tell any stories, or you don't want to talk about
it. I'm tired.
Fine.
No, go ahead.
So we'll start with the basement. With our group, would have been 2 investigations ago. We had in one of the areas of the basement under the stage that we never had really much of anything going on. We had a little bit of shadow play back there and stuff of that nature, but then one of the guys helping us, Mike's on here as well, in his group, they started catching a shadow figure back in the corner that would fill back the corner, and just felt ominous and stuff like that. And sure enough, last night that thing fed real hard again with us. It reacted well with us. The K2 was blowing off the monitors. Didn't catch much of it on the SLS, but
that was kind of hit or miss with
Yeah.
SLS stuff, so, which is good. I like that aspect of it.
Yes.
Because if it did, like you said, if it worked every single time, it's not really believable. If they
Wouldn't be very
Right.
authentic.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Yeah. So yeah, we had a little bit of hit and miss on that, but I mean, it did hit on some pretty good times. But down in the basement again, I think maybe there were so many signatures because we had like 10 people up there, and it was trying to pick up on everybody, and it just wouldn't do it. So we posted out the portal, and man, I tell you what, the
Your
portal,
favorite thing.
I hate the portal. I love it because it's awesome, but it did call me out. It called
Really?
my name several times.
Yep. I was actually holding it in my hand up above, so it's about head level with everybody else.
Uh-huh.
But I'm holding it up so everybody could hear it, and it was. And I kept changing channels on it because the new portal you can change channels to.
Got 4 different channels.
So I kept
Nice.
just popping to different channels throughout the whole thing, and man, it either didn't like you or was
It
just
didn't much
attracted
care
to
for
you.
me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one time I sat there and said, "Are you talking bullshit?" And it said, "Bullshit." I mean,
Wow.
just right after I said it.
I
I'm
mean,
like,
it was
wow.
amazing. Everybody in the room laughed their ass off, but they were also like, that should not have happened, right? And I'm like, no. I mean, it was loud and clear. It wasn't like muffled or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It was like somebody screamed out, bullshit, right after he'd said that. So,
And then the group right previous to us were in that same area using the portal. It brought out some racial slurs,
Really?
yeah.
and it did it as well with us.
Interesting.
That part I didn't care for too much.
No,
at
no.
all.
It was
it was a little. I was kind of getting unnerved with the idea of it saying stuff like that with everybody down there. So I was kind
Yeah.
of getting mad with that. But
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, that was interesting parts of it. And then, of course, trying to think what else we had right there. Oh, man, I'm so tired. Trying to think. We did catch a few more names last night.
Did you?
We'll go back. We'll go back from the basement, go back upstairs, in the theater, and of course, you know the name Henry, which is supposedly the little boy that hangs around with Elizabeth at times.
I haven't heard that before ever.
Oh no.
No.
yeah. And last night was my first time, so I
Okay.
didn't even know about Henry.
Well, yeah. Nor did I. I knew the name, but I didn't know what it was associated with.
Uh-huh.
But it came over. It came over actually the SB7 several times when we were in the theater, and the REM pod, it was going off, and we'd ask it, was that you or who was it? And it came over the SB7 as Henry,
Interesting.
and then I'd be, Henry, are you with us right now? And then I came across after a few minutes. I asked a question. So Henry, were you are you a child? Is that what I said? Are you a child or something of that nature? Are you a child or were you a child? And he goes, I was.
Really?
I was.
Wow.
I mean, just back to back, repeating it. So it was kind of neat.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Then we got a name of Albert, which again, who knows? But
Yeah, Albert. Yeah. Who's that?
That's a new one. I
I
don't
know.
think we've ever had Albert before.
yeah, and did it more than once with the name Albert, but we couldn't tie it to anything. It wouldn't answer any questions other than throwing the name out there. So you know, and
Interesting.
that was in 2 locations, but I mean,
Right.
down the hallway we didn't have too much interaction. We did up in the the conductor's room. We had some reaction up there.
Now,
Again.
they actually had it open this time because usually it's closed off.
Yeah.
You're talking about the stairwell? You're talking in the area? You're talking about in the actual room?
He unlocked it.
Oh, cool.
us,
Very cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just where in that kind of in the vicinity, I believe, where you were.
Right, where I was pushed.
Had that open. Had the other hallway opposite of that end.
Oh, right.
Unlocked, so everyone was
cool.
able to go down there and see that.
Yeah.
Then for the first time ever, we were able to go into the Amtrak area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we didn't really do too much. Too many people wanted to go in there all at one time.
I gotcha.
So, but
Yeah, everybody went in there, and then they started trickling out because there were 19 people in there. It's like,
Gotcha.
way too many people.
Yeah.
So everyone kind of split off and did their own thing in there, which is fun.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it was a really good time. I'm trying to think of any other places that we really had any major hits in our area. I mean, up here in the conductor's room, we did have, with the SLS, I mean, you know, we had one of our guests sit there and call him out and say, you know, hey, I like all, again, you know, that thing does not like, you know, Spanish, Mexican,
right.
or blacks, and, you know, and he makes himself known for that.
Right.
And we had a couple guys in there that were Latino, and they were sitting there filming behind me, and this guy says, well, hey, I like everybody. I don't care what you like and all this. And next thing you know, the Connect picked up an image on top of him. He's sitting on his shoulders, and then he reached over, and one of the other guests just started punching him in the head. And, you know, of course, this guy said, well, hey, he's not the one that's talking trash on you.
Right.
So the guy, the thing turned around and started punching him.
So the guy that was actually getting punched originally on the head, was he Hispanic also, too?
No.
Really?
No.
What?
He was hiding behind me, behind the camera.
Okay.
The Hispanic guy.
So it was it was just a Caucasian?
Yeah.
Really?
That professed
Interesting.
that he had no issues with anybody.
Oh,
liked
because he
everybody.
said that,
Yeah.
maybe? That's interesting, because, yeah, usually it's pretty, I won't say it's racially motivated, but it seems to be, because,
seems to be, yeah.
because you couldn't be, and what we're talking about is up in the conductor area, you had to be of a certain status, you know, color, basically, and basically it was made for the conductors only up there, and anybody else that wasn't ranked higher up had to be either sleep on the floor or even down a level. Basically, they wouldn't let you guys go up there. So one of the earlier times the first time we went there, actually, as a group, it was myself and a couple other people in there, and I'm just kind of just being me, taunting a little bit, not like you see on TV, nothing like that, but just, you know, announcing that, like you said, I'm Hispanic, you know, and I'm not supposed to be up here, you can do something about it. And, you know, of course, I get shoved from behind, and then on the recorder it says, basically tells us to get out, or tells me to get out of the place. And we just had a bunch of different, I think a couple people experienced kind of like a vertigo. Is that right? Vertigo? Sounds wrong.
Yeah.
It sounds wrong.
Yeah.
A little bit of vertigo sensation, but I also they felt some hot spots behind them and things of that nature. So it was just a little bit
There's
of
a couple spots there up there in that area, not just up there, but just down below.
Yeah.
Where there's that vertigo
Uh-huh.
spot.
Which,
Just
once
a little-
again-
about 5 feet away from the staircase.
Yeah. We talked about it last time. We talked about portals, remember?
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if that's what something kind of I mean, because that's kind of what I was experienced in the house we call the voodoo house.
Right.
Similar sensation where it's just makes you feel pretty nauseous, pretty, you know, uneasy, and just headaches and whatever else whatever you want to call it. And it's out. The one we're talking about at the depot is out in the open for the most part.
Right. Yeah.
It's just around a corner basically, but yeah, that's interesting that, you know, you said it wasn't Hispanic, the guy that was getting punched in the head. It was just the guy that says he was okay with everybody.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
It was
Very cool.
And we, you know, a couple of other groups had, you know, they were up in one of the dressing rooms, and they had a spirit telling them to get out.
Oh, really?
You know,
In the actual dressing room?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, I remember Mike having up there in the dressing room. He was sitting there, and he felt like,
Oh, right.
like that stabbing sensation. I think it was in his leg.
I can't remember where it was on him, but I remember that
I want to say
too.
it was in his leg that he felt like that, and I think he was watching here. But yeah, I mean, there's been some things that have happened up there in the dressing room area that, you know, it's hard to explain. Plus, that one dressing room down on the main level, back there by the stage.
The old lunchroom, yeah.
Yeah. You guys are always talking about it feels weird back there in that area.
Yes.
I've never had anything happen back there, but it's interesting.
It talked to Chris last night down to there, and yeah, basically told him that he needs to leave. Yeah.
What's with all the leaving?
I don't know.
Everybody,
I don't know.
I mean, we're kind of
Aaron
arch.
said it was his ankle and his calf.
Ankle or calf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that
yes.
Mike that said that?
Aaron said that.
Oh, Aaron
yeah.
said that? Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. So there's things that happen of that. Now, I don't think I've ever had any physical or anything like that ever in the depot period. It's just more of just having the equipment working for me. But
Right.
Yeah.
it seems like those who are more, I don't know, connected to Dodge or anything like that, maybe to the depot. I mean, it's your hometown.
Yeah.
You know, Mike and Aaron live there
Right.
and stuff like that. And Renee.
Yep.
You know, you guys.
Well,
seem
but
to
Jake
have-
had some stuff go on too, and he's not from that area.
Well,
Yeah.
Jake is Jake.
Yeah,
Or
Jake,
Frank.
Yeah.
Jake actually gets a lot of activity around
Yeah.
him when he's there too.
Yeah,
But
that's
he's
true.
kind of got that intimidating, you know.
That
he's got the
stature-
longer
stature
hair,
or whatever,
and then
yep.
He's got the beard and all that.
Yep.
He looks like he fits the part of Dodge City with the old West.
Right.
He really does.
1885 stature.
We need to make him start role playing, some cosplay going on.
Well, he said he's been asked over at the,
Oh,
at the
really?
museum.
Oh, here in
if he'd
Wichita?
ever thought
No,
about
Boot Hill.
at
Oh,
Boot
wow.
Hill, if he'd ever
That's
thought
funny.
about being one of the
Right.
gunfighters and stuff. He's like, I don't live here. So. But they're like, oh, you fit the part so
We need to get some chaps and some
So-
spurs and all that stuff. And
But see, I don't have that connection besides going there every
Mhm.
year. It seems like, you know, for what, 10 years?
God, yeah, hard to
10,
believe.
10, 12 years or something
Mhm.
like that. But I really don't have much of a connection.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, you get some interaction.
I do.
You ask for it, though.
I do ask for it.
I don't
Yeah.
seem to ask
See, you need to
for
start
it.
asking for it. That's your
I
problem.
I know. I get mad and pissy with it. So whoever is being a jerk, I try to call him out. But
It's okay. He does it to us too, people.
Yeah.
Because I'm being a jerk.
But you know, it's I don't know. It's a wonderful place to be, and we got some big things in the works happening for
Right.
the depot that we're working close with John with.
Awesome.
So,
Oops. My bad.
And that was the end of our show
Yep.
with the crash.
Just pulled everything out.
No, but very exciting stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing that was kind of interesting. You recall, did you make it in January out there?
This year?
Yeah.
I don't think
Did
he.
you not?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
I don't remember. I've been out there so many times I can't remember.
He hasn't been able to get there all year so far.
Okay. So,
Really?
long
Yep,
story
you haven't been
short,
there.
I won't go to the whole story because it's a pretty good size one.
I mean, we got an hour in. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
That is true. All right, so Carl was doing some work down in the basement in basically where all the air conditioning units and the fresh air units are.
Uh-huh.
And he had his coffee cup down there sitting in front of him, sitting on a table. While he was working, brand new cup of coffee. So anyway, he's doing some work and looks up, goes for his coffee cup, and it's gone. He
Really?
hadn't left. He was there working. He hadn't left anywhere. He hadn't taken his coffee cup with him. He had just set it there a few minutes earlier. So anyway, he proceeded to go ahead and go back up and check the computer for stats on the equipment.
Mhm.
Go back down. Said, hey, you guys need to bring my coffee cup back. Whatever. He proceeded to go back up and down 2 times. When he comes back down the 3rd time, his coffee cup's back.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
So last night, Chris was doing some EVP work and some dowsing rod, and was able to find out that Walter called out the spirit that we commonly call Wyatt. Wyatt's actually the one that moved his coffee cup. And so we did not have a lot of interaction from Wyatt last night because we think his butt hurt because the other spirit
Ratted him out. Yeah.
So, yeah. So that was kind of interesting, but yeah. So that happened last night.
Very cool.
But yeah, next time we talk to Carl, you got to get that story because it's a pretty good story. And it's that room we was able to get into last night a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And I had a little bit of an issue. You know, Dana and I snuck away for a few minutes, and while the group was over there messing with what was in the basement, and we sat in there, and I sat in there, and had the spirit box going, trying to get something. Of course, I got nothing in there. It's a concrete room,
right?
0 radio frequency, so I was trying to see what's going to happen.
Yep.
No.
Wow. Yeah, that's true.
Carl.
Yeah. But we were down there and just listening, and next thing you know, we hear this pop. And we're like looking around. It's pitch black in the room. Other than there's a little light over here on some equipment, and we hear this pop, and I'm like, "Whoa, that's freaky!" And then all of a sudden, I was kind of sitting down on this air box, and this thing just lit up, and man, it started going and running, and I jumped up, and it about killed me. It was loud. It was freaky. Yeah.
It was a fun night.
Good.
I wish you could get back there sometime.
I don't know, man. One of these years I'll get back to doing this. I don't have time, which is unfortunate because I miss it. Yeah. I was trying to do the math, like, okay, if I sneak away for this long, can I make it back in time for this? But I was like, oh, God, I'm asking for trouble if I do.
Well, we got you next weekend.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, where are we going next weekend? I was like,
you're not backing out. We're dragging you. I think even Renee would drag you there. So.
I forgot what I was doing. Hang on.
No, next weekend we're going to be with Mike and Aaron out in Missouri State Penitentiary. So first time that we've gone into Missouri to do, or that far into Missouri.
Especially that place, yeah.
I've been up to St. Joe and done stuff up there.
Right.
I have never been to Jeff City, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Looking forward to what the Missouri State Penitentiary can do.
Yeah, it's a notorious place. You've seen it on all the TV shows. They've all done it. And
what was the Ghost Hunters experience there?
Oh God, I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it.
And them did.
I'm trying to remember. It's been years since I've seen that episode.
It's not the one with the thing with the cape that came walking up toward him and then spun around and went.
That's a Eastern State Penitentiary.
Eastern State. Okay.
And, yeah.
I keep getting that mixed up.
Yeah. No, I mean they've done quite a few prisons. Everything from what's it called, Mansfield to.
Which one is
what?
Shawshank Redemption.
That's the one in Ohio. Is it Mansfield? I think it is.
I think so.
Yeah. I'll have to look it up for sure, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. But yeah, no, this is our first time to go out there. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait because, like I said, it's one of the ones that you see.
Leave him in the gas chamber.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, he's already volunteered.
Wait, is Jake going?
No,
I meant gas chamber. Never mind.
Oh,
sorry.
I'm not gonna hang out now.
Jake break. He'll die for sure. But no, it's called the Bloodiest 40 Acres.
47 acres.
No, 47. My bad. I cut 7 off.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's notorious for how violent it was and a couple of different things that happened within there, which can't wait to see. I have episodes saved at my house of Ghost Adventures that they went out there, and I'm going to watch it just to see what they got. And
is that on the DVDs?
No, Ghost Adventures. Not Ghost Hunters. But yeah. But I noticed that their day was on my DVR. Like, I'm going to check it out real quick before we go out there and see if we can.
I may have to look it up. Find it.
Yep. So it should be fun.
There's the one cell I know that is super.
And then is that where the guy was killed in?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they busted through the wall to get to him.
Yeah. Okay.
He had to listen to him while they cut through the wall and busted through it.
Yeah. I was trying to remember all the stories. It's been years since I've seen any of those episodes.
They chipped away, and he had to listen to him as they yelled at him.
As he got closer.
All that time. Can you imagine?
It's wild.
Knowing probably deserves it. But if you were him, listening to that mental torture, that they were going to come in there and rip you to shreds.
Right.
Which they did.
Yep.
So,
Yep. But yeah, we'll be there next weekend with Aaron and Mike. It'll be fun. I can't wait.
It'll be a great time. I'm hoping to get my spectacles in by then. I hope so.
That'll make Jake happy.
I'm hoping to have the harness for the SLS.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep. So we got some ideas that we're gonna do up there, and it's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
I hope
I can get some rest before then, because I know we won't get rest while we're there. So.
Well, Friday night. Well, you won't be there until Saturday.
Yeah, I'm not coming until Saturday. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Friday night.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take about 4 Ambien and sleep real hard.
4 Ambien?
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm going to get a hold of. I want to hit a couple spots on the way down.
Yeah.
And
I got you.
Well, see, Eldon's are like 22 minutes away.
Right.
I'm going to maybe possibly try to look for a location, just
Cool.
a couple of snapshots.
Yeah.
And there's a couple haunted hotels really, really close.
Mhm.
Actually, Columbia has a ton of hauntings there.
Yep. It's on the way back
My
too, or
cousin
to and
lives
from.
actually in Columbia.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There's 3 or 4 hotels right there that are super haunted.
Mhm.
And, a couple buildings that had some issues. So yeah.
Yeah, all my family's all strewed out and out there. In
I knew most of them were.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
But yeah, no, I wish we had planned this a little more, and I thought about this sooner. We could have seen if we could have done the podcast out there inside the prison. But I don't know if it probably costs extra because they probably have investigations going every night,
Probably.
especially with Memorial Day weekend happening. So
Tell you what, we can take
Unless we tape it out there, like in
Could.
like last couple of hours being there, half asleep.
yeah,
We got it till 6 a.m. So.
I'd like
Is
to
it 6
interview.
or is it 4 a.m.?
I can't
Aaron,
remember.
Is it 8 to 4 or was it 10 to 6? I can't recall.
Well, I was just thinking it'd be fun to get some of the workers or like the people that are there
Yeah.
all the time, get some of them on the show and discuss their experiences or
Well,
whatnot.
if we can videotape them while we
Yeah,
do it,
of
then
course we can.
cut it and get it
And
on
bring it
there and
back.
everything. That'd
Yep.
be fun.
Definitely. So
Yeah, because if we could do, half an hour podcast in one of the cells and maybe a half an hour down in the morgue, maybe
yeah,
an hour in the gas chamber or death row,
Yep.
that'd be awesome.
heck
10 to 6, she says.
10 to 6, okay.
Oh, cool. Right on.
Okay. So, well, shoot, then we may have some good nap time
Figure some
before
stuff.
we actually get there.
Yeah, I think so too.
So that's
Yep.
not bad.
So it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Yep. It's hard to believe it's already going to be next week already. I remember when we was first asked about it, and it was like, man, that's a long ways away.
I know.
And now it's here. It's like, crap, that's too soon.
I'm excited. I love going to Missouri. Like I said, it's like I've got a lot of family out there, so
Yeah.
it's like home away from home. I just never been to Jeff City, so
I don't think I have
and I
either.
didn't even, I never realized
remember.
that the prison was there. So I knew it was somewhere in Missouri, but I didn't realize it was in Jeff City.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't.
I'm excited.
The oldest prison this side of Mississippi.
Yeah, that's right.
1836. I mean, it's
That's
just,
right.
And
Wow.
so much history. And
Mhm.
the limestone was cut partially out of the Mississippi, and yeah, lots and lots of history.
You guys gonna be? I think you're all gonna be like little kids in a candy
Oh.
store, all over the place there.
I'm hoping they still have some of the slabs down in the morgue because
Yeah.
I really want to be pushing to.
I do too.
The chambers and just check it out.
I would too, actually. It'd be fun to do EVP session in one of those and just
It'd be fun to like
be isolated a little bit.
put you in my work, and then I'm gonna fuck with you all night long.
Forget about you.
Forget about you. Guys
Can't get out.
for a while.
Eh.
Heard that banging on the walls.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. It's
No.
going to be a great time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a hold. I got a couple friends that have some high-end camcorders. I'm trying to get a
Mhm.
4K, so at least we have that down there while we're there. But
Yeah.
I mean, if not, I got 2 other decent handhelds, but
Yeah. I got the GoPro. That's 4K. Yeah,
sure,
yep. But
mine
it just
too.
yep. So we'll have plenty of footage, I think, from that night. So it'll be fun, definitely. Yeah, it'll be fun to go live too throughout the night if we can. So
Yeah,
they let
I
us.
need to be better at doing that.
Just too much going on sometimes. Oh, sneeze button. Sneeze button.
Excuse me. Sorry. Ooh.
But yeah, no. And then we got throughout the year we had a lot of stuff going on. We got the KC Paracon. That'll be in August. I know that sounds
Oh, wow.
a ways
No,
away,
you
but
gotta
it'll
get
be here
that
before
work.
you know.
You
Yep.
gotta be really prepared for that.
Yep.
Did you guys see that
Mhm.
the actor from Supernatural is going to be
Yeah.
on?
I always think of him as Fast and Furious. That's when I saw him first on. But then
Really?
he also did a show. His name is Chad Lindberg, by the way. He also did a show with John Tenney, who, some of the people in the paranormal know who he is. But they did they're the ones that really expressed having a portal everywhere they went. And I mean, some of the stuff they caught footage-wise was pretty interesting. And one of them was at a mental asylum. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but they would just be them two on property only, no camera crew with them, just them, and they would each do isolation like by themselves. Like the other guy wouldn't even be in the building, so he'd be in a trailer outside watching everything on camera. And they went out and did they used like it's called drawn a Jacob's ladder, where they do you fill the air with electricity and all that stuff, and it's kind of dangerous because it's electrical currents shooting in the air, and at so many thousands of watts at a time, and it stirred up some things, whatever. Well, he kept hearing, Chad was inside this room, and he kept hearing, it was like kind of like a morgue area, but I don't think it was the morgue. And he kept hearing this noise out there, and he's like, there's somebody out here. And the thing is, when they're in their isolation area, they can't talk to anybody. Like, only the guys, like John was outside in the trailer hearing the live feed, but he couldn't talk back to him. They didn't take walkies in, they don't do anything. You're just SOL, basically. Well, on camera, you can see on one of the static cameras, you see something walk down the tunnel where he's hearing all these different noises, and they caught an actual apparition walking around, which was pretty impressive. That he had no idea that what they caught Chad in the room, because only John saw it on camera at the time. So they caught an actual live apparition walking through, and when he came back, because I think they'd do overnights by themselves in there, they would stay like hours in there by themselves. Like each night they were there, you take the first night, I'll take the next night, kind of a thing.
I want to do that. Yeah.
It's a long night, 6-7 hours of being by yourself and with no way to tap out.
Not do it all the time, but every so often do something like that. Test it out, see how it goes.
I mean, we can do it here if we want to do.
We got 100 episode, let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be mentally taxing, but I mean, you never know.
Then
but
we could cut it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Show
see reactions.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they did that show. I wish I remember the name of that show, but like I said, everything that's what they were really. Their pushing point was everything had a portal. Every location they went.
Still him being Ash on Supernatural.
he did well.
Yeah.
With the mullet. The fact that he got killed off, and then the fans got him roped back in. So I love that.
Yep. But yeah, that's gonna be the big get this year they had there. For now, I mean, he's adding guest speakers and vendors and everybody every day. I mean, the thing is growing.
There is an all-female.
Sasquatchers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, they've been around for a little bit.
We're going to have to really step up our game.
Yeah, I got some ideas already, and
good.
we'll have our booth up too, so which will be fun.
We need to get out into the field, because I want to take you guys out there to where Brendan and I actually have had some encounters and stuff like that, so it'd be fun to get you guys out there.
Yep, we'll bring some evidence back.
It's tick season already, but at the same time, we need to get out there anyway, so I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Definitely.
So.
I'm willing to get that quick. And then shortly after, speaking of squatching, we'll be in North Carolina.
And have you been told about the good news?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You
so
have not been told. A
little bit of it.
So, but yeah, we're gonna go out there at the second annual WNC Bigfoot Festival out there in Marion, North Carolina. We're going to do that in September for...
Isn't it the first annual?
Second. Because they had the inaugural last year.
So this is the first annual.
Well, I don't know how that works. You're kicking semantics at me. I don't know.
No, but it'll be their second time. I can't wait. And hopefully, as big as it was last year, man, this is going to be a lot of people that are going to be out there.
But
having fun, doing contests. I want to hear him and Jake do some screams out there.
I'm going to work on
the Bigfoot screams.
We'll do some live. What do you call it, remote podcast out, or not remote podcast? We'll do some live remotes out there where we can go live throughout the whole festival, and we have to do an investigation for paranormal out there. We'll get to do actual live, hopefully, a Sasquatch hunt that Sunday night. Maybe we can do that in place of the podcast. Okay. Apparently, Dan's afraid of Sasquatches, or I know, I got what you're doing. But we're gonna do that live too. Also,
we're gonna be doing the Bigfoot hunt on that last
Sunday night.
Before we start heading back home to Wichita.
Yep, which will be fun because it's in some mountain country, so it'll be interesting.
It's gonna be really wooded out there. I know Allie's husband. They've been doing
not Megan.
Lot of wood. Allie Megan would.
But yeah, go ahead. Sorry, your husband what?
Is part of Bigfoot 911.
Bigfoot 911. Yep.
So they have a lot of stuff that they research going on out there.
Yep.
That he's had his own experiences out there and encounters.
Yes.
So.
Yep. Because I had asked her about it, and she's like, "Well, I don't really know about that. You have to ask my husband about it." So I'm like, "Well, let's get him on."
If we get all 3 of us with the harnesses with the SLS, I think using that could be a lot of fun too.
Right. Yep.
It could actually be mapping out more trees than it does actually fit.
That's why we got to also counteract with some thermal cameras also too. So I think that'll help.
We need to figure out more.
Got some stuff in the works. Don't worry. So, but there's that, and then
he's always secretive.
well, you know, because things pop up if I don't talk throughout the week. All of a sudden, I'm like, ooh, and then this and that, and we're all busy with life and stuff. But yeah, like I said, that'll be coming up before we know it also too in September 13th through 15th. So, yep. And that's just the ones we're doing far away from us. Like I said, we're going to do some around in the state of Kansas also too. We'll do a couple of events. We got some things in the works. We always talk about Oberlin. We'll go out there again. We also got Nest City.
Oberlin, I think they were wanting to do it more toward the fall.
Cool. That works for me. Yep.
Because they want us to check out that other second location.
Right.
That will eventually turn into another public event place.
Yep. We're gonna go out and do a ghost town where nobody's in the town at all, and we'll have free.
I don't know if it's completely.
I think it's unincorporated is what they call it. Yeah, there's probably somebody there. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure the sheriff comes through every now and then too, and the county sheriff.
The location we're going to is completely abandoned. Has been abandoned.
We got a caller. Hang on.
No.
Yep. Let's get your ears on.
Get your ears on.
Yep.
Ears are on.
Welcome to the podcast. Can you hear us?
I can barely hear you.
Okay, hang on. Let me do some magic behind the scenes.
That voice sounded familiar.
Any better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
So I just you guys were talking a while ago. I sent a message in on the YouTube channel, but I wanted to point something out about the. This is Jeremiah, by the way.
Right.
But I wanted to point something out on the Sasquatcher group that's going to be at Casey Paracon. On their bio information on the website, it says that they use their psychic abilities.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
I did read that.
They're all psychics, yeah.
Okay. I knew of them. I've seen them around a couple different things. They may have been there last year. I can't remember. I saw them maybe following one of the other Kansas City paranormal groups up there that they were friends with. So, but they use psychic ability, huh?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's what it says. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah. I would like to bring them down and work with them and see what we can find out, because we know some locations in Kansas, outside of Kansas, Oklahoma, that we could definitely use the extra knowledge of.
Right, exactly.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm excited to see them. Oh. They're having a hard time hearing you at home. Jeremiah, sorry.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I can hear. Well, we can hear him in studio a little different than they can at home, I think. So, but very cool. Yeah, and Jeremiah, while we have him on the phone line, what are you going to be doing there at the Paracon also too?
Well, I'll have a vendor booth there set up under my business name, Hugan and Boot.
Try it again. Take two.
And you got me all confused a while ago. I'll be set up under Hugan and Moonim Beyond the Veil, and I'll be doing rune readings, and I'll also be doing demonstrations of different divining tools like dowsing rods, bone casting, pendulums, that type of thing that could potentially be used in paranormal research, especially in conjunction with technology.
Very cool. Which off air earlier, Jeremy and I we were having a conversation about that. Maybe doing something like that on air on one of the future podcasts. We'll come in and have Jeremiah do some readings live on air, and maybe see if we can get some callers to call in and maybe do a reading.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I think it'd be a good time. Something different that you don't see usually on podcasts or anything. A lot of them don't have video elements, but some of them do. And usually it's just a conversation piece. But yeah, we're going to try some, like I said, experimentation. We talked about doing the Gansfield experiment on air. We were talking about doing maybe even a Ouija board and stuff like that, just to see what we can conjure up. And
right.
Yeah,
I'll do the Gainesville experiment. I haven't tried it yet.
Gotta say it right.
Gansfield.
There you go.
Gainesville. Did I not say it right?
He said Gainesville. Gainesfield. I'm just giving you shit. But yeah, we're gonna have Jeremiah do some live rune readings, and maybe he's learned some new things along the way. So he's talking about maybe throwing some bones, not dominoes, but
Wow.
some actual bone readings, which is cool. Something different. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. We'll definitely advertise that when it's time to go live with that.
Yeah, I'm game.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, ice maker. Yeah. So what else is going on, Jeremiah? You're not live on the show with us tonight, but so what else you got going on?
Well, I was gonna be home. I planned on being home working on stuff for the business, but I ended up getting called into work, so I'm on my way to work right now.
Okay.
Should only be there for about an hour, but so I should still see you guys after a while. But
perfect. Yeah. You got something coming up too in the community here. Is it next weekend?
Yes.
What's going on?
And a local business named Mystic Myths here in Wichita. They're having a mini psychic fair next Saturday and Sunday. You should be able to find the event on Facebook under the Mystic Myths Facebook page. And I believe the readers are going to be open from noon to 6 on Saturday and noon to 5 on Sunday.
Very cool. Yeah, we'll definitely get that on the Cryptic Heartland page if it's not out there already. I think you might have posted a couple places, but we'll definitely share those and get into the other websites of ours or other team pages. And like I said, if you're here in Wichita or if you're not here, come on down. There's going to be, like Jeremiah said, at the, is it called Mystic? What'd you call it again?
Mystic Myths.
Mystic Myths. There you go. I knew Dan knew because you've been to there, haven't you, Dan? To the place.
Yeah, down there, 47th
Yes.
Street South.
Yes. Yep. So Jeremiah's gonna be doing some live rune readings for you. You go in and he'll sit down with you. It's kind of like similar to what you expect, with a little different from tarot card readings, but he's actually using the runes, which is it a Norwegian or what is the origin of that?
It's got a long history. The runes that I use date back about 2,000 to 2,200 years.
Oh wow!
And they actually, they're often called the Viking alphabet, but they actually predate the Viking age by about 600 to 800 years.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, I've had a lot of positive feedback from my readings, and a lot of people just have really enjoyed it, both the reading itself and hearing the history behind it. So yeah, come on down.
Yeah, I know we've used them actually a couple of times on investigations. I remember one of them we used at a private location here in Wichita, actually, when we got some interesting results. It's one of our demonic cases we actually ended up doing, but in the moment when we first started doing that, we didn't know what we were dealing with, and Jeremiah had some interesting reads on it, and
that was my first time ever seeing him do it.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting to see, and I think he was still kind of new to that at the time. He's like, I'm about to figure some of this stuff out, but he didn't want to say too much in the moment. I remember that much, but I know some of the stuff you were saying wasn't too favorable.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It was definitely. At the time I was still. I'd been reading the runes for a long time, but I was still fairly new to using them in research like that, or in an investigation type situation. Which was, it's always had some pretty interesting results.
Yeah.
So,
and I noticed we did it one other time that I remember of. We probably did it more than that, but I know we did it actually at the Voodoo House that we talked about. And I remember that was interesting too, because I could just tell from what you threw, looking at them, that they didn't seem, once again, too in the client's favor. But it's just like, wow,
right.
That's interesting.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on there. I don't, according to the runes, it wasn't really kind of what the client originally thought was going on, but it was not positive stuff nonetheless.
Right.
So,
yeah, that was a wild time. I remember that though, and it's just sometimes like we not to be so put it like in a pun, but sometimes it's just in the cards. In this case, it's the runes. It tells you exactly what's going on. Yep, so that's cool, man. Yeah, like I said, if you have a chance, come down and see Jeremiah at the Mystic Myth in Wichita, Kansas here. Hey, are you doing it both days now, Saturday and Sunday?
yes.
Very cool. So we said, what, 12 to 6 on Saturday and then 12 to 5 on Sunday?
I believe those are the hours.
Okay. We'll definitely get those up on, like I said, on the pages, and we'll share everywhere. And like I said, if you have the opportunity, it's pretty intriguing because I know some people have done, a lot of people have done, you know, the psychic readings or the tarot cards, and watching Jeremiah do this in person is pretty impressive. He's pretty spot on with a lot of stuff that you know he shouldn't know. It's not pre-planned. It's any of that stuff. It's some stuff that he has to decipher from the codes from the ruins himself, because they each have, like, they're little symbols on there and different codes. Each thing means something different, and yeah, it's interesting.
A lot of it comes in from intuition as well, so it's a very intuitive process for me anyway. Not to say you have to be intuitive to read the runes, but in my case it certainly helps.
Right.
So,
definitely. Yeah, no kidding. That's awesome, man. Very, very cool.
Hey, I better jump off of here. I'm about to pull up to work.
Okay.
So,
well, thank you for calling in with the tidbit information about the Sasquatchers. I had no clue that they did psychic stuff. And once again, thank you for also contributing for next week, or this upcoming weekend, for the Mystic Myths. That's going to be a good event. So stay tuned, people at home. We'll definitely do some stuff live on air with Jeremiah and the rune throwings.
all right.
All right, sir. We'll see you soon.
All right, sounds good.
All right, take care, buddy.
You bet. Bye.
All right, bye.
Yeah, I did read that they use their psychic abilities.
That's cool. Yeah, I didn't have a chance to see their.
It was a different take. It was kind of, you know, from their experiences of other things, but then they're trying to use it to see if they can find any Sasquatch evidence by doing that.
That's cool.
You know,
Yeah.
Try to mix the research and how they do their investigating with that. So,
that's kind of unique.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it a lot in our field, the paranormal fields and things like that. Everybody has gifts.
Gifts.
Santa Claus has gifts. You name it. You know,
Gifts.
birthday parties have gifts. And but yeah, no, it's cool that they take a different spin on it. Sorry, that's my.
It's our new thing.
Yeah.
That's good. I like it.
But yeah, no, that's cool. Like I said, it's pretty intriguing that they can. Why not use it in Sasquatch field? I mean, if it works, that's awesome.
I would love to know how they're doing it. I mean, is it based on?
Check them out on YouTube. They
Well,
got a couple videos.
Do they have them out there?
Right.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna try to get them on the show. Actually, I think I'll reach out to them and see if we can't have a conversation with them.
They're
just
traveling
like
across the
personally.
U.S. right now.
Are they?
so-
Okay.
So how do you explain, like, do they explain on the YouTube, like, how they're doing their sensing on that stuff? I mean, everybody has like the researchers who have been doing this for like 20-30 years for searching for Sasquatch are going off of physical evidence and stuff like that, and the telltale signs in the trees and the trails and stuff like that.
Right.
From hair to, listening for all that stuff. But how do you mix? I mean, it's almost like, okay, well, I know that there's mediums and stuff like that can actually deal with cold cases and with police and stuff like that. I've actually met a woman named Misty that has helped with police.
Right.
And I thought she was, when I first hear about psychics, I'm always like, oh, okay, well.
Right.
But then actually working with her, I came to believe, okay, this is legit. You're legit. I don't think everybody's legit, but that's just me. I guess I would have to work with you or see you in person to work it, because too many people fake it. But how would you do that with looking for Sasquatch out in the woods when nobody else has been able to do like a pinpoint bit on?
How many people have used this type of angle? I mean, that's just it. We don't know if anybody ever has, for that matter.
Curious,
so maybe
what are they sensing for? Are they trying to communicate mentally with him?
Could be.
Him, her.
Yeah.
Well, they could be trying to use their empathic side as well, trying to feel the energies through that.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it's kind of what you do with the paranormal side. You can kind of hear them, see them, whatever. But these are
living creatures.
Are they?
Yes.
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 They're not interdimensional beings.
They could be the guardians for the portals of the graves.
They're guardians of the galaxy right there.
Yes,
but yeah,
hey, you never know.
I mean, if they are sensing their feelings and stuff like that,
right?
I'm sure Sasquatch is probably saying, "Stop following me, stop looking for me,"
Or saying you can't follow me through, the planes or the different.
See me.
Well, I'm saying interdimensional. I just like giving Jason crap because I know how he thinks about that.
No, I don't know. The more that people, we got 5 minutes till break, but
yeah.
After our festival in Wilson and meeting a couple that came to talk,
right.
They were very adamant about they love the Bigfoot and Sasquatch, which is one and the same, by the way, and it's more than one creature roaming the country and the set because it's all over the world. There's sightings all over the world, different shapes, sizes, and colors, and all that. But they're very adamant about, there's a lot of connection with sightings of UFOs with Sasquatch, and possibly even the paranormal side of it.
Sure.
So, I can't say that I'm too far against it. Ever since we went to Tahlequah, our incidences out there.
Yep.
It's all like one big hub right there. So a part of me is like, okay, I can't totally, but I don't think it's jumping through portals and stuff like that. I don't think he's like running behind the tree and diving into a portal like, oh, they almost caught me. Whew, got away with that one,
Still hide and seek champion for how many years now?
Very true, very true. But
Yep. No, I like I said, I'm just just goofing around. But no, like I said,
I know, but there's a lot of people that truly
share
believe,
that thought.
Because even Brandon Callahan said, he's very adamant about. I don't know if he believes it, but he's going in that angle that it's more of an interdimensional type creature.
Sure.
That is more of what he even said Brendan's name. He's like, whatever Brendan is thinking that it's a physical creature.
Right.
It's just a North American ape, or not just
a primate.
It's like all over the place.
A bipedal primate, basically. Yeah.
But I don't know. When I think of like primal, it's because people have been attacked by these creatures. There haven't been just oh, I'm hiding behind a tree and you just see me, or I'm just crossing the street. It's got history of attacking and even people being killed by it. Nobody ever saw one actually kill, but the result with the footprints around and the bloody aftermath and stuff, it's there. Even overseas, in Asia, with people working out in the fields and stuff.
Sure.
The creatures are coming off the mountains and attacking the women and stuff like that. There's documented stories of it. So it just, and they said even sometimes it's like welding a club or a tree branch or something. Yeah. And coming right at them. It's, it just seems more primal and more physical than it does some creature that's like, beam me up. Beam me up.
Well, I mean, if you come upon their portal and you struggle with them, they're going to hit you with a stick, man.
Right.
I don't know.
No, that's funny. But yeah. All right, we'll take a quick break here. If you get the chance.
Because I'm ready to eat pizza.
I know, me too. It's been sitting here calling my name. I took a bite so far. Once again, we are live over at Bob and Luigi's out in Andover, Kansas. Thanks to Roth and Bob and Luigi's and Connie, of course, for hosting us and letting us come out here to do the show live on location. And you never know where we might turn up next week or in the future. So probably nowhere next week because it's Memorial Day, but we'll be out of town.
Well, we're going to be filming a lot of stuff for you guys at Missouri State Penitentiary.
Right.
So we're going to have some stuff to share with you.
Yep. But so we'll do that, and then like I said, if you have a chance, make sure you subscribe to the page, and I saw that, Mom. Make sure you turn on notifications. That way, when we go live, you go live with us. So we'll be back here in just a few, guys. Make sure you hang around, and then come back in for the second half. Thanks, guys. Hey, what's up, gang? We're back from our break. Sorry about that. It was a little bit longer break than normal. We were trying to stuff our faces real quick and get some drinks. Yeah.
The big bear came in and said hi.
Yeah, Roth made an appearance off camera.
Hi, Roth.
All right, so okay, back to the investigation of last night. So, if you're still watching,
of course she is.
Okay, so
Hi,
Andy, respond if you're there. Type in. So, according to Dan, I was just told that during what was it?
Right before first break.
Okay, tell everybody what happened.
Well, according to Andy, she said that you came over the radio and said, "Hey, Mark," and of course they had a guest in their group named Mark, and apparently he freaked out because he didn't know Renee had a walkie on her side and about went out the window on the second floor. Is that correct, Andy?
You know, she can't answer you back.
She can't answer me back. She can type.
Yeah,
I've seen her do it.
Okay, so Andy came to help us out last night. So she was working with Renee, and then we had Chris and Jarrett working in another group. So Andy, I just tell you, I didn't know we had a Mark in the group or in any group, and I did not radio "Hey Mark" over the radio at all.
So he probably should have jumped out the window because it was coming after.
Yeah, because that was not actually me. Now, there's a chance that something mimicked me saying that, but it was not me actually saying that. The only time I actually radioed in was when I was talking about how's everyone doing, and
how you doing,
and are you guys ready for break?
Yeah.
And that was it. Other than that, I never touched my radio, the walkie at all. So I apologize to the Mark that was there. That was not me. So that's a little bit more of a creepy side to that moment. I didn't even know it had happened. So
I'm trying to think if anything's ever happened like that where in that location and down in Dodge. I'm talking about
mimicking.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if that's
downstairs.
I was trying to remember
the portal.
Interesting.
So
that and also, I don't know if you can call it mimicking, but Jake could have sworn that he saw Jeremiah standing out in the hall, down in the basement.
Right.
Because he turned and he said it looked just like Jeremiah standing there, and then he turned back around. Jeremiah's over here.
Well, think about in the theater also too that not just me, but the whole our group that we had swore you were on stage. Remember?
That's right.
And the thing is, all of a sudden Jason was walking up right next to me, and I'm about shit myself. Pardon, watch the language, but no, I'm kidding. Literally just about cracked myself because I'm like, "Holy, how'd you get here so fast? We just saw you on stage," and Jason's like, "I wasn't on stage. I was standing right next to you guys practically the whole time."
Yeah, I was standing next to the stage.
Yeah.
Because you kept saying that you were seeing like a light or something up there. So I went over there to see it.
Right.
But then you all said that I was up on the stage.
Yep. And
I never walked up there.
The thing is, well, I was thinking, well, there's stairs right there, and there's no stairs where he was even close to you. He would have had to jump up on top of the stage to get there.
Yeah, there's stairs going.
We have another phone call. Get our headphones on here. Hello, you're live on the Cryptic Heartland podcast. Who is this?
This is Captain Carl.
Hey, what's up, Carl?
Well, I was listening to your conversation about mimicking and thought I'd throw my 2 cents in. That we've had several occasions of mimicking. For me personally, it has always been never over the radio. But was it 3 or 4 investigations ago? They reported that they actually had voices coming across the intercom system in the dressing room.
That's right.
Right.
And the intercoms were shut off at that time.
That is right.
Okay, so question, Carl. Was the intercom system on last night?
No, it was not.
Okay, because in the dressing room with all the mirrors, we were sitting in there, and looked over because we thought somebody had turned on a radio, pinged it, or the ghost spirit box was on, but nothing was. It was all sitting over on the counter, and the intercom system by the door was having static coming through it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The intercom system actually is powered 24/7. If you happen to have noticed, you would have saw a little yellowy amber light on it that was glowing real dimly. That means it does have power, but unless the main control board is turned on, which it wasn't, then there's no way anybody in the building can push a button and talk through it.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it had static coming through it, like somebody was about ready to speak.
Yeah, and we've had that report a couple times, Jason, when you guys are in there. So I don't know whether possibly one of the entities is trying to use it as a spirit box, and it happens to be a frequency they can use. But
very true. Very true. That was Mike and Aaron that had that happen last time.
Right. So I just throw that out there.
That's interesting.
You've heard me tell stories of I was walking through the building. I was new. I was the only one in the building, and I hear my name clear as a bell in the voice of one of the guys that I used to build sets with. And he has a key to the building, or had. And so I turned around looking for it. And I'm the only one there. But it was MJ's voice, just as plain as day. I've actually heard John a couple times. Not the little John that was there last night, but John Stubb. He's heard me. He's heard Cindy. Now we're talking about John Stubb. He's heard me and Cindy having a discussion, which I always ask him, how was I doing? And he always says, you were losing as normal. And I'm like, that's good.
Wow.
So there are some of those things that happen, but I just felt I should jump in and let you guys know. Sorry I couldn't have stayed longer last night, but
very understandable, man.
No. I also want to say I appreciate you guys appreciate my humor. You may not understand it always, but so I'll shut up, let you get back to what you were talking, but I thought maybe that would help, throwing that out there. But
that's true.
So it sounds like one of them somewhere got a hold of a radio.
Yeah.
Some way or another. You know, we had that one walkie-talkie that we could hear everything that was going on the channel, but if we keyed up, nobody else could hear us. So there's no way that it could have happened from the walkie-talkie that was sitting down on the table in the dining room.
Right.
So it's something else, guys.
And I never heard it on my walkie, so it wasn't even me.
Right. No.
Now that's just interesting.
I know.
Now changing the subject 600 degrees on you, did anybody get touched down in the basement at any time?
I think
yes.
I think Dan got groped by somebody. No, I'm kidding. But
yeah, Dan and I were down there together, and something kept messing with him.
Yes.
But I just wondered, it's not unusual that one of them has a tendency to pat the girls on the butt.
I tried.
Just wondered.
Yeah, I tried to get that to happen several times last night, but again, I believe when Walter outed Wyatt, it kind of put a pause onto his actions last night.
He went back in the corner and pouted, huh?
I think he did. I think he really did. Because we had a lot of Walter reactions last night, but Wyatt was kind of few and far.
Interesting.
When you made that comment that Walter threw him under the bus there, that you thought he was pouting. I just wondered, because he was coming through earlier when Dan and I were down in the basement.
He was.
I think even Dana actually got touched a few times too.
She did.
Right, Dan?
Yes, she did. And then, over there by where the King's chair is located.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we had a few incidences right there with Dana and another one of our guests. So yeah. So I'm guessing that would be Walter, but it could have been Wyatt hanging out a little bit over there. But
yeah, and it could always be. Mike Robbins always says there's another entity down there that tends to hang around down underneath the stage. Don't know whether maybe that one has moved on or just hasn't come forward to us yet.
He came forward last night, mister. After you left, we had an incident over there in that corner. It got a little bit dark. We talked about it a little bit earlier. I don't have to tell you the whole story, but it got a little bit dark, and he got a little bit, again, mimicking, and he called me out a couple times on the portal. So,
cool.
Yeah. Good times.
Sometimes. Go ahead.
It was good times. It was fun. He did real well last night.
Oh, cool. And as soon as that electrical storm moved through, I was 99% confident that we were going to have a great night. It seems like whenever we're in that storm, and it doesn't have to be an electrical storm, because if you remember, we did one about November, December, and we had quite a snow thing coming in, and they were super active then. I guess it was in October. So
right.
It's something like when we have those atmospheric conditions come through, they really pick up activity. So
I would agree.
Yep. One thing you need to do, Mr. Carl, too. Henry last night, we got his candy of choice out of the way, and if you can supply some black licorice for him, he would greatly appreciate that.
Oh, I'm sorry, my phone kind of cut out on me. I don't. If I did something good, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. The entity that hangs around down by the fire sprinkler system. When we do this again, I want to find out if he's the one that laughed at me when I got a face full of water.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah.
Because I was making some repairs to the main water line of all things, and had the water shut off. There shouldn't be anything. There was no water coming out of the pipe, and about the time I broke the valve loose, I got a face full, and I swear I could hear them laughing. They thought that was pretty funny. They didn't cause it, but they thought it was funny.
That's funny. No, I've never heard that story before. That's interesting.
Yeah. All right, guys. Great show tonight. Look forward. I always look forward to you guys coming to town, and we will see you the next time you're there.
Well,
sounds great, sir. Take care, Carl.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Bye now.
Bye now. Once again, that was Carl, who does a lot of the maintenance at the depot the guys went to last night for the public investigation. We've known Carl for years now at this point, and he was he was a guy that came and sat with us the very first time we ever went there, and prior to, he had all kinds of experiences that were going on, and he told us some of the stories. I think at first he thought we were a bunch of kooks, as far as these guys actually believe in this stuff, kind of a thing. And then he walked around with us that night, and I think we turned him into what he was experiencing. We were able to capture some of that stuff, and it made him a believer, I think, at that point. And
well, he always tells everybody when every night we do an investigation with the public, he's always introducing us and everything. He always says how he likes how from the very start we didn't jump into every sound.
True.
Every movement was paranormal, that we tried our best to actually figure out, well, that's just this, it's like a machine on the other side of the wall, or it's just a rooftop, popping and stuff like that. And that's pretty much how we do everything.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And we actually had some guests last night that were. I was told later, like halfway through the night, I was told that because they kind of came forward to tell the team member that they were attached with that night that they had some bad experience with another public event, not us, but another team. Didn't say who or anything like that.
Sure.
But or I'm not going to say it online or on air.
Right.
But just that they caught the team faking stuff for the sake of getting people's reactions on stuff. So they were kind of torn, with wanting to be,
it ruins the experience for you if you can't. If one team's doing it, why isn't all teams doing it? Probably. So
they wanted to see if we were for real last night.
Gotcha.
And wanting to, just wanting to know if it was real and everything.
Right.
Like that. And I hope so. I started to kind of make my way to them and just ask them how they're doing. And
of course.
like that and stuff like that. So, because if I hear something like that, it pisses me off when others fake it. Because I try to. We even said at the very beginning, we're not faking this. This is what you see is what you get. We may go all night long, and you're not going to have one damn thing happen in front of you.
Right.
Or you may not hear a single thing all night, but I promise you, we'll do our best. It's going to take you to join in. Which always never really happens. Guests get very stage fright.
Get a little gun shy, do they?
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and I don't have you to at the very beginning to kick off be like, all right, Leo, it's all you. So I did that to him. And,
nice.
And he did wonderful. He did wonderful. Just going right in, introducing everybody and the teams and everything like that. So it was very good.
Cool.
It was very good. I think everybody last night had a great time. They're always ready to have more, and I kind of want to incorporate not just the depot, but maybe try to get another location in town that we're used to.
Yeah.
To be involved in that scenario.
It'd be nice because we've done about 4 or 5 places down there that we could probably tie in.
I want to incorporate another location.
It'd be nice.
That evening, so we can all kind of caravan, because it's not that far.
No.
From the locations that we have done.
Right.
There, so
it's all in the same area, anyways.
It would be fun to take some people out of the depot for an evening to go over to another location.
Just rotate the rest of the night, kind of a thing. Yeah.
That way it eliminates some of the noise and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because last night they had the orchestra pit open.
Oh, it would bleed through.
So it was bleeding through quite a bit.
Basement to the stage, yes.
Supposedly there was a video caught. So she was down in the orchestra pit down below. Came in and was listening to us, and we had glow sticks.
Right.
I did see.
Yeah, because Corey bought some glow sticks and put it around the in, so nobody would walk
fall into it, right?
Fall in. So we were up there. It was our rotation.
Yes.
We went in there first, and so we I don't know. I can't remember, because I did get up and I walked in front of the stage.
Yes, you did.
Or in front of the orchestra pit, but apparently down below that they see a shadow up on the stage and blocking out the glow sticks and stuff.
Well, see,
really?
But
there's a
I don't
chair.
see how that would happen.
There's a chair.
I don't know.
In the middle of the stage.
Yeah.
Right.
The chair's right here, and right on the edge of the stage. So she and her boyfriend or husband, not for sure, are sitting below, and they're videotaping the whole show. Now, see, I got to add to this too, because we did have a situation. You guys were talking about the shadow. Everybody thought that was Jason over the side.
Right.
So last night, of course, I'm standing on the stage, and trying to get a few things going on, and somebody walked by me.
Okay.
And I'm like, Jason, because it looked like Jason.
Doppelganger.
Why'd you automatically look down when you said that?
Well, because it looked like Jason. And then he goes, yeah, well, he's down there.
Right, that's what happened with me.
So
same thing, practically.
But where there's stage right, there's that lamp with that little light on top of it.
Right.
It's sitting there by the curtain. And that's where it walked by me. So I'm like, well, that was strange. Okay, so that happened. So, that ties into what happened. And, I asked you, was that you? And you're like, no, I'm down here. And so that was kind of freaky. But no, with her, so she's videotaping, watching everything. We had the REM pod in the back. And of course, we did have some REM pod play. That was a little awkward. And it was awkward how I did it. Weird. And we did have the name Henry come over several times on the box. And then what we did is we put a flashlight on the chair, which never did go off, but we tried to get some flashlight play. And then we had the K2 sitting there. And while she's videotaping it, you can kind of see me over here in a little bit of shadow, but you see the chair. So she's looking between the legs of the chair, and you can see the glow sticks. And then you see just not like legs, it was just a solid black.
Okay.
Filled in the whole middle of her screen. 5-6 seconds, and then all of a sudden just solid black moves.
Interesting.
Yeah, and yeah, that was awesome.
You got to watch the video you said of this?
Yeah, I watched the video. She's supposed to send it to me on
I wish I could have. I totally forgot about looking at it.
Oh, gotcha.
She's going to send it to us.
Yeah.
And of course, they had the video.
So she's sitting out in the audience part, not down below.
She's sitting below.
No, I'm talking like down. I thought I was being told down inside the orchestra.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
She's on our,
she's on the ground level. On
the ground
in the chairs.
Okay. In the chairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That makes a little.
I got you.
Because the stage is
a lot more
right
sense
here.
Now.
Yeah, she's right here. The stage is right here, and she's got her camera right there watching. And remember, she's the one that. And it's weird. The Ovulus, when he was playing the Ovulus, called her name, and she has a very strange Latino name. It was.
Maria.
I can't remember.
Just kidding.
I can't remember. Very unique. Something that wouldn't be said.
Right. Shouldn't be coming through. Right. It's not pre-programmed.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, and we have that. I mean, I have it on a recorder, so I'll have to pull that up and see what I can find.
Cool.
But yeah, that was interesting too. So I mean, we did have some good interaction in the theater itself. With the SLS, of course, I'm scanning the whole room, checking things out. And you know how the way the structured light on these cameras has that weird program.
Right.
It changes the colors of like the furniture and the walls, and so you're seeing everything. We're looking up at the control room.
Oh, right.
And it's all black. The windows are. Everything else around is red, and you see in the far left window, it looks like a head looking out like that.
Really?
Yeah, and Jason seen it, look through that. I mean, it was just strange. It looked like he was staring back at us. And then there was a couple of other guests come up and looked at it like, that's a guy's head. So it's like, yeah. And we did have we were trying to get it to whistle. As you know, we always have the whistle. We didn't get any whistle from the catwalk.
Right, like normal.
No, it was behind me. Right behind me. You go, I can't whistle, but
yeah. We for the first time we kind of had the theater completely
pitch black.
darkened.
No lights that time.
We didn't use the
grids.
The grids up there because two of our grids would not work.
Interesting. That's new.
I know because they've been working.
Yeah.
Fine.
All the time.
I could not get it to work at all. So the theater couldn't really see anything, but except for through the SLS, you're picking from up above and everything like that.
Yeah, Carl was saying it's called the ghost light.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's
But we had that turned off.
Oh, you turned it off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The other guy that was helping out John and
Carl
that night, he said, you can go ahead and turn that off, so I did.
Oh, cool.
I don't really like leaving it on anyway, so.
Yeah.
But what was really, kind of scary, because Corey and I did go up and went up to the catwalk, climbed all the way up there. It's a little always nerve-wracking when you get up there, because especially if you don't like heights too much.
Right.
We went up there and we're kind of standing and kind of me, I'm like hanging over the railing,
Yeah.
She was just didn't like But as we're up there, we were hearing noises coming from, so the stage is right there, hearing noises on that end. It sounded like somebody moving around back there. And it just jumped and went to that side.
Really?
And all this commotion and everything like that. So we go down.
Yeah.
rushing down there. I'm like, okay, we got to figure this out. So we're running down. That's when, he scares the shit out of her. Me, I look up, I startle me because he's in the freaking dressing room with the door halfway cracked, and I just see this face like right there.
Yeah.
But he says that there's talking going up that staircase. That's by the ticket booth.
Oh yeah.
And we wouldn't have been there.
Right.
We were the only ones that had broke away from the whole group to go check out the theater and the catwalk.
Mm-hmm.
And you heard talking.
There was some talking and commotion.
Weird.
Two males. It sounded like two males talking up there on that staircase.
Mm-hmm.
And so we checked out, of course, that lunchroom, the old dressing room A, and
okay.
quick we went in there to see if there's anybody back there. Couldn't find anybody. Then of course we ran into Jason and Corey. But yeah, that was kind of interesting. But then we
debunked all the noises. It was the
only the one on stage left.
Yeah, that's true. Stage left. It was the garage door.
Heavy winds come through.
Heavy winds were hitting that.
Oh, I got you, making a rattle. Yeah.
Area.
Yep.
So it was hitting that, but it doesn't explain everything that's happening off on the other side.
I got you.
Everything.
Huh.
Sorry.
That hurt.
Yeah, that hurt a little bit. There was four guests that were second rotation. We were up on the second floor, and we were that one section is usually locked because it's all the offices.
Oh, right.
And everything.
Talking about the old hotel part.
New. Yeah, it's all fresh.
Yeah.
New.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Carl opened it so we can walk all the way down.
Yeah.
Which is cool because a lot of guests who had been there before have never been down there to see
right.
how beautiful it looks. So I came through the other end where all the dressing rooms are, came through that door past the staircase where Elizabeth is always at. And they're down there and they kind of wave me down and they're like, are you the only one, or is there any reason why if a metal door down here would be making a noise?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no. I was like, the only metal door is the one I just came through.
Right.
They're like, yeah, we heard that. It's not the same sound. So there's an exit down in that hallway, right? And one of the guys in our group said, and I haven't told you this, he said, he told you?
Yeah.
So
he's still freaked out about it.
Yeah. He said, we were up here and we heard a male and I think a female talking in the stairwell. But we didn't go in, I mean, they're like, where's this lead to? And I'm like, I don't know.
Is it by the actual Amtrak?
Not really. It just leads right outside.
Okay, I can remember.
Right out front, kind of where we park usually.
Right.
Yeah, so I went all the way down. That's the only way it goes, is out the door. There's no other direction to go.
Yeah. That's brand new.
Yeah.
That staircase is. Yeah.
And so it's... and I said there shouldn't have been anybody really going anywhere in that. I don't even know if the door is like.
I've never been in it myself.
I didn't try it. I didn't try the door or anything, but they didn't hear that. But they heard the echoing of the voices inside that stairwell.
Really?
And all that. So he said, "I've got my recorder, and hopefully it caught it."
Should.
So he's gonna go over it and see if, and so hopefully he shares it with us.
Cool.
If he caught it and everything.
Very cool.
So. Yeah, you could tell he was a little startled by that because they were just walking down and leaving to go back toward the staircase, Elizabeth's staircase, and he heard all that talking.
Wow.
So
interesting.
He didn't tell me about the talking. He just told me he heard something down by the door. So okay,
he wasn't too sure what it was, but he said to me it sounded like a conversation of a male, possibly a female, having a conversation in the stairwell because it was that echoing. Because we open up the door, we're standing in there, and it echoes really loudly.
Right.
But you go outside, you close the door, and you're just in the hallway. There's no echo.
Which is, it's one of the things that I know I've personally experienced myself. It was during a public investigation probably 2-3 years ago at this point, and the same night we caught the little girl voice with you, Renee, myself, on camera, remember, with the voice talking, and when she tells us
down in
no.
that same hall?
Up on top of the conductor's area.
Okay, yeah.
But that same time, we were down there is Renee, myself, and the cameraman, clear at the very end of the opposite end, down by the dressing rooms. And it was raining that night, like storming. And all of a sudden I hear the same thing, a metal door slam. Well, I'm standing next to, we got Carl calling again. Hang on 1 second. Hey, Carl, you're back on with the Cryptic Heartland podcast. What's up, sir?
Question for Jason. What time of night were they hearing the voices in that staircase?
You remember what time it was? He says
no. Okay, let me think. It was second rotation.
11:15, 11:30.
It was probably close to 11:30.
Okay. Possible answer for that. That staircase on the back side of that is actually the right by where the desk and waiting area is for Amtrak. And at usually about 11:10, 11:15, the volunteers come in and man that the Amtrak area.
They come through that door, that exit?
That actually, if you go into the Amtrak area, you've got the men's and women's bathroom.
Right.
And that staircase backs up against the men's and women's bathroom in the Amtrak area. So if somebody was right in that general area having a conversation, you will hear it in that staircase.
So it would be that loud where the door would be closed in that hallway up there on the second floor, that it sounded like somebody...
That part I can't say. None of the doors in the Amtrak area that they open, well, unless for some reason they opened the door, well, that's not a metal door. The only metal, no, there's no metal doors in that end of the building. Everything's wood.
Yeah. See, that's what was really bothering them. But maybe it's something we need to just test out when we go there next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Well, that's kind of why I brought that up to you guys, is because my people that man the Amtrak, generally the midnight session, they say when it's super quiet that you can actually hear kids running up and down that hallway. And even during the bus office runs Monday through Friday, opens at about 6:30 in the morning. And she even reports that she'll hear kids running up and down the hallway at that time of the morning, too. So whether it's Elizabeth and Henry running up and down the hallways, that I can't tell you. But I just wanted to give you guys a possible answer for the voices that they heard. So.
Interesting. Yeah, I wondered the same thing. I knew it was close to the Amtrak area, which was what people at home are asking, is that the east side or west side of the building? It's the northwest corner of the building.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So.
And basically, when we did the remodel, we took out some hotel rooms there and added, we call that the emergency fire escape because that's why we had to have it.
Gotcha.
It's a way to exit the second floor on the west end in case of emergency. Now, the people that do the offices there, if they come in on a weekend so they don't have to mess with multiple alarm systems, they'll actually come in and come up that staircase and go to those offices there in the west end.
Okay.
So, but they're all in Las Vegas, so I know it wasn't any of them.
Las Vegas.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was monitoring the chat line also, too. Sorry about that, Carl. Yeah, so there's no metal doors in there, huh? It's all wood.
The only metal door is the one very down at the bottom.
I gotcha. Okay.
Bathrooms, yeah.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, now I said that, and I'm second guessing myself because I think that door that opens up into the emergency fire escape, it is metal.
Okay.
And I think it had to. If it's not metal, then it's heavy fire rated wood door. and I will check that out Monday.
Okay.
When I get back to work, and I'll ping you guys and let you know.
Okay.
Because I know there are a couple metal doors there in that hallway because they go to like my electrical room and another room there. But nobody but me has a key to it, so I don't know how they would open that.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Unless they open it for So that's some new stuff. I kind of wish I'd have been able to stay till the end, and we could have kind of got over some of this stuff last night and not wasted so much of your podcast time.
Oh, no worries. That's what it's here for, to waste. No, I'm kidding. No, we're here to debate, discuss, and try to figure out, what's going on. So, yeah, that's interesting.
So, okay, I'll shut up unless something else pops up.
Okay.
All right, guys, thanks.
Hey,
Thanks, Carl.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. We got 15 minutes.
Yeah.
What would we...
No, I was just going to finish up with my thought. Was that's not the northwest corner like we talked about by the Amtrak. The one experience we had was clear out the northeast, close to the old Hardesty girls
Metal staircase.
area.
Yeah,
we were standing at the very top of it, and that same thing happened where we were talking on camera, and all of a sudden the door slams, and I'm like, that's right here. So I take off running down the stairs, and if the door it was raining, like I said, pretty good that night. Had the door open, you should have been able to feel condensation, rain, and there was nothing. So I went ahead and opened it and replayed it for the camera that was filming us at the time, and sure enough, that was the same sound, but didn't explain as to why that opened or who, if anybody opened, and there was nobody out there because I stepped out into the rain to look both ways, and there was nobody.
That's crazy.
So,
well, I went down the stairs. I went all the way down to the windows and stuff. And
in that same area, not the same area, but the west one?
Yeah,
the northwest?
The west one, I don't remember the Amtrak area being over there.
It's, if you go out those doors, it should be to your immediate. I don't know if it opens up into the Amtrak.
To the left, right?
Depends where you're coming from.
Yeah, well, either way, we'll test it out.
Yeah, of course.
I know that.
We'll go back and do it for sure.
Because whatever was happening, I mean, I don't imagine anybody being in there. There's no way to come in and out unless you have a key to it.
Well, like I said, it is important, like he said, what time of night it was, because there's a train that comes in, I think passenger train about midnight, if I remember right. So it makes sense for somebody to be in there if that was the same time, but it doesn't mean it is.
Why were they in that? I mean, I looked around under the staircase. There was nowhere to go.
I don't know.
Out that door.
I don't know. Like you said, is that the way they come in sometimes, or is that just the way they come into the offices?
Where are they going to go if they come in that
door?
Well,
I think he was saying that's the way they come in from to go up where you guys were at, the office area. Is what he was saying.
No one was up there.
No, I'm saying that's what he's saying. That's what the workers use it for. I don't think they use it for the Amtrak part. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no workers were up and about. There's nobody. I don't know. We'll test it out and see what we can come up with.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it really startled the guy.
Interesting. I'd be anxious to see what he caught on.
Yeah.
If anything, on a recorder, because it should pick up possibly some voices if they were hearing those actual voices in there, and even the door slamming and closing. Maybe you can hear some conversation that was going on that was being held. So. Yeah, no, it sounded like it was a very exciting night, like always. The place never disappoints.
It was. I feel like it was a lot different from January.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
It was a lot different.
Well, it's always ever changing. As the place changes inside there, as they do more, modifications to it, it seems like the activity is changing or shifting anyways.
And we keep getting, like, some of the people, not everybody, but some of the people last night were, like I said, repeat
offenders.
Yes, repeat offender, yes. There, and they were loving it, So
cool.
they knew what they want. They're continuing their investigation.
Of course.
To it,
yeah.
So, you got the two guys. The one brings his own Boo Buddy.
Oh yeah.
And they had their own spirit box.
Cool.
And recorders and stuff like that. So they were having fun, continuing that.
Yeah.
But we had new people in there. We had one girl that was one of the stage managers.
Oh, cool.
For the shows and stuff. And she was nervous to take the dowsing rods, but when she did, it was answering her right away. Like,
wow.
And it freaked her out, too.
I bet.
Yeah, I mean, she was still laughing, but it was freaking her out.
Nervous laughter?
Because she said, "Do you recognize me?" And it was a hard yes.
Wow.
You know?
Makes sense. I mean, she's there all the time, so why wouldn't it recognize her?
And then she was like, you know, can you point to where you're at in the room? And it, like, flipped around and, like, was hitting her arm.
That's funny.
And everything. And she's like, "I'm leaving now." So. But, no, with every new person that comes in, they're bringing in their own energy to it. So,
well, and that's what I love too. You said you hit a kind of the nail on the head right there. You said that they bring their own equipment in. That way, they can see for themselves. Like, okay, this paranormal team comes in, all their stuff, works, and hey, your stuff's working just as good as ours. In the moment, I mean, you're getting the same responses we would probably possibly get through our stuff, and it kind of gives a little bit more, weight to it. That hey, maybe what I'm catching is possible spirits.
And the spirit box that he had, that he brought in, was the same red one that you have, that you bought from
the Ghost Stop. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he bought that, and he had a plan and everything. We were using it.
Do you have any kind of success with it by chance?
It did. It did mention that one girl's name.
Oh, the Hispanic lady?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And I want to say that I heard it mention Dan's name.
Wow. Cool.
And he just had it laying on the stage.
Nice.
And so.
Mm-hmm. What makes that one different from all the other spirit boxes that we use? There's the SB7 that I love and use all the time because we had some great, results from it. We've had our names called through it and different things. The Wyatt called through it.
Right.
There's the SB11, which is like a SB7. It's dual layered, where it's two sides. One's playing AM or one's playing FM, instead of just one FM station or AM frequencies. And then there's also the one that you're talking about, the red one. The difference between that one is it's supposed to stay on. If it catches a voice, it's supposed to stay on the station longer for it to come through. So it's doing the sweeping motion still. It's going to hang on for a second and say, okay, I think I have something coming through. Somebody's trying to manipulate it. That's why.
It said Daniel, and it said her name.
Wow.
And then it kind of died off. But the REM pod went off as Dan was trying to talk to the Steven.
Oh, right.
That we caught when Jake and Renee were there.
In the theater. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So right off the bat, it started happening with Steven.
Wow.
The REM pod went off 2 or 3 times.
Right.
Like he was on stage, and you were mapping out somebody laying on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, reaching out to the REM pod and stuff. And I even got up there and pushed it. And
That's funny.
It and everything, and it moved to reach out and do it more.
Did you get that recorded by chance? Do you know? If you don't remember off the top of your head,
the gentleman may have.
Okay.
The guy that was behind me watching, so hopefully.
Gotcha. Okay. I was just curious. It'd be fun to play some of those evidence because we have the one where Jason and I
need to figure that out on
SLR.
I'm non-tech, so I don't hate that crap.
No, I was gonna say we had the one with Jason and I where we were live on Facebook when the group we were getting pretty definite answers from some historical figures that have touched Dodge City or been in Dodge City at one point. And I mean, some of the questions that we were asking, we were getting solid responses with the K2, with the spirit box, with the REM pod, all of it all at once. Dowsing rods,
all at the same time.
Which, if you have all these devices kind of interacting as such in one in unison, it makes it pretty interesting.
If anybody has a chance to go back onto, because I was filming live.
Yeah, so was I. Oh wait, last night or
no.
From that episode,
night.
We were both having it live, I think.
Yeah. I was capturing you talking, so I was filming the guests, the REM pod, and all of that. So you can go to Everyday Legacy Facebook page and look at the live
feeds from that night.
That was last year. That was back in August.
I think that was the August one.
The last night of the 3 nights.
Yes,
that we did.
You're right. It was okay. It was during Dodge City Days down there. Yep.
So and then I was doing live at the same time Leo was doing
road trip.
So you can capture both of those and rewatch those.
Yeah.
And you can see Leo is because I was filming Leo Well, you had yours filming the whole time, but
yeah, we both had stuff going on.
I had mine, whatever, I forgot what it's called. I'm tired.
I know.
But the camera with the night vision and all that.
Yeah.
I was
trying to think what it's called. I'm drawing a blank too. I know it's from Jeremy Jones Paranologies, but I can't think what it's called.
But
there you go. Yep, I was thinking Periscope, but PDA.
You standing next to the girl who was doing the dowsing rod.
Right.
Down the basement, and you picked up on a historical figure.
Yeah.
And you started asking historical questions.
Right.
That, you had to know yes or no to that.
Right.
It was like, and I'm not bashing her, but I don't know if she would have known every single question.
I don't think so.
Asking, and it was answering appropriately.
Yeah. Because what I was hitting on is, like, that's my favorite. Jason has his, Jesse James and all that stuff, and
Billy Kid,
I'm sorry, which I have some. we're gonna do an episode on that too soon, because I found some more interesting stuff. I'd like to pick your brain apart on this. So, but then also mine's always been, Wyatt Earp and
I like
Doc
Wyatt
Holliday.
Earp and Doc
Yeah, I know, but your go-to is Billy the Kid.
You like the Marshals and stuff, and I like the Outlaws.
Well, now they were their own little outlaws too at one point. They weren't always on the right side of the law. They kind of made their own law in some ways, yeah. But no, I think it's part of it's just me growing up in Dodge City. I mean, and just being so closely tied to it. It was my whole life. I mean, the main strip down there is Wyatt Earp Boulevard, so it's like, oh, this is cool, and not realizing at the time that was a famous outlaw or a famous marshal. Yeah.
Had I grown up around that area, I would have been more in love with all that. And, it wasn't until I saw Tombstone, to be honest.
Right.
But given historical, they actually did a hell of a good, accurate portrayal in the movie Tombstone.
Right.
It seems more Hollywood-like.
Yeah.
But they really did, especially with the gunfight.
Right. That was a little bit more.
That.
Yeah.
They really did, because Kurt Russell made sure they stick to the facts.
I just tell you how wussified he made him, because he made him kind of softer, versus Kevin Costner's version of Wyatt Earp, where he was more rough and tough and
Kevin Costner,
a badass.
Kevin Costner's a bit of a badass.
Yeah, so. I was just like, that's why I'm more partial. I mean, I like Tombstone the movie, but I'd rather watch Wyatt Earp, even though it's 3 hours long.
I need to watch that again.
Oh, dude, I love it, because it's just
so much information in that.
Especially when it gets to the second half of his life, when it's the more that time with visiting Dodge City to Wichita to Tombstone and just all the stuff they had encountered. And
Dennis Quaid is Doc Holliday.
Yeah, he does a hell of a Doc Holliday.
So skinny and sickly.
He looks like he's dying of tuberculosis. So
Yeah, then you have Val Kilmer. That's just
he makes it comical, which makes it fun. Yeah, so which that was good. I do like that version too with him, but yeah. So all right, guys, we're getting close to the end here this evening.
Yep,
Time's flown by.
Finish my pizza.
I know, right? But once again, we want to give a shout out to Bob and Luigi's out here in Andover.
Yeah.
If you get the chance, if you're just passing through town, or if you're local here, come out and visit them. It's I'm telling you, man, you'll keep coming back for more every time, because the pizza's great, the sandwiches are great, they got calzones, they got all kinds of stuff that you got to try. I mean, it's just, man, I can't say enough about it. It's fantastic. Yep. And we're not just saying that because it's our buddy Rhodes. It's because the food speaks for itself.
You bet.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So, but yeah, like I said, next weekend we're going to be out in Jefferson City, Missouri
State Penitentiary.
Yep, so we'll be doing some investigating out there. We'll try to go live as much as we can, as time allows, and if they allow us to.
I'll be honest, I'm very poor at doing the live footage when you're not around.
That's all right.
Because I don't think about it, but then I see you. Everywhere you go, you've got your camera going, and I'm like, dang it, okay.
Yeah.
I'll jump on and do it. I'm horrible.
It's a lot of work.
But last night I was having so much fun with all the guests and with you, and it was
a lot to take in and do, and it's just too many things. We need like 10 hands to do all this stuff, and it's hard sometimes.
I could attach the PDA right here.
You can.
And just
we'll make it work.
Yeah, we need to. I know.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
But
yeah. So, but no, like I said, we'll be out there next weekend. It'll be Memorial Day weekend, so I don't know if we'll do an actual show that weekend. Probably not, because we'll be on the road or out of town. But we'll do some kind of form of down the road.
Us, because we're going to be doing live feeds throughout the weekend out there. So
that's why it's important to subscribe to this channel, the Cryptic Heartland page. That way, turn notifications on. That way, we go live, you go live. But also follow, Everyday Legacy Facebook page. Follow Road Trip, Facebook page. Follow Bigfoot in Kansas Facebook page, because you never know when any of us are going to go live at any given time.
And I saw some people on here earlier that were wanting to do Bigfoot hunts and stuff like that. So we're going to be getting out in the field, because we've got to like brush up on our skills and everything like that on doing some squatching too. So we're going to hopefully be doing that and doing some live footage.
Of course.
While out there doing that, out in the woods, wherever, where I could take these guys and get them deep where ticks live and snakes and all that stuff.
You're right.
And, but that way, if possible, we can take select few out there, because you get too many people out and roaming in these areas, and it kind of, for one, some of it's private property. We gotta get permission to get into and stuff like that. So I'd love to take as many people as we can sometimes, but it's just a matter of time.
We're gonna take smelly people as well. No perfumes allowed out there in the field.
Yeah,
no
smelly
colognes,
people.
no deodorant. I apologize, but
it leaves me out. I'm just playing.
Weren't we gonna tie a rope to the tree and spray him with the Bigfoot?
We gotta use it. Yeah, we got the Bigfoot juice from our friend Allie, who's part of the Happy Body Care, as it was called, her site and her store. Yep. So that's where we got the Bigfoot juice from. We're gonna test it out in the field, and hopefully on Roth. So
that'd be fun.
I think he's probably listening. He's not too far from here. But So. Well, we'll leave you with this, guys. Remember, ghost hunters do it in the dark, and squatchers do it in the woods. So, so we'll see you guys hopefully here in the next couple of weeks, and tune in. And like I said, subscribe to the page, and get turned on. We get turned on. See you guys. Have a good evening.
All right. Bye.
Bye. I had to do it.